We have an incredible habitat here that nowhere else offers.
One of the Comox Valley's most stunning features is the Courtenay River Estuary, where our rivers meet the ocean. Many local groups are working hard to preserve this incredibly diverse and sensitive habitat. Biologist Michelle Jones spoke with us about the biodiversity of this special area.
Estuaries are where rivers meet the ocean, and so we have fresh water meeting salt water. And you have critters that like fresh water, you have critters that like salt water, and then you get those that can kind of tolerate the brackish water, the in-between. So on a calm day, when the tide is going out, you can have a freshwater lens all the way to Tree Island, to Denman Island from the Courtenay River. And then when the tide comes in on a calm day, the salt water the wedge will go all the way up the Courtenay River. So in those areas you have this intermix of species and a huge diversity.
The barriers formed by Goose Spit, Denman, and Hornby Islands trap sediment carried by the rivers, resulting in an unusually broad and nutrient-rich expanse of mudflats.
On out into the estuary, you have this broad expanse of what looks like empty mud. But if you look closely, 90% of the stuff there is underground. So what we see are little tiny holes. That can indicate shellfish, so we have clams, we have oysters, we also have a diversity of shrimp. And then there's all the birds that go and eat all that stuff that's in the mudflats. We have birds that fly in and out. Sometimes they use this area as a staging area to and from the Arctic. So species like the trumpeter swan. We also have bird populations that overwinter here, some of our loons. The birds are just so incredibly diverse. One of the ways to keep our estuaries healthy is to make sure that we have a nice diversity of plants and animals. Everything sort of builds on everything else. So if the plant populations are healthy and our soils are healthy, then and we have a diversity of habitat, not having just all shrubs, not having just all grasses, making sure that there's wetlands associated with riverine systems. All of this allows us to have a more interesting complex of plants and animals. The more diversity in habitats, the more diversity of critters that will come and use the area.
Conservation of this diverse habitat is the focus of several stewardship groups, like Comox Valley Project Watershed Society, which offers courses for stream keepers and wetland keepers.
We actually teach people a little bit about estuarine wetlands and how to map, monitor, and maintain those wetlands.
To find out more about these courses and becoming a steward of the estuary, contact Project Watershed. In the Comox Valley for Shaw TV, I'm Rita Picard.